Yeah, I don't need to mess with that. Boy, this is heavy. I hit it. What a bad idea leaving an axe laying around, guys. Oh, yeah, there's some for you. I'm Erick Baker, and I've lived in Tennessee my entire life. However, for the last decade, touring the world, I've only seen it passing by from a windshield. But finally, Tennessee is calling me back where I belong. There's a place you've never been that's right where you want to be. I want to rediscover how great my home state is, and I want you to come with me. Uncharted. Welcome to the University of Tennessee, Knoxville. It's the home of the volunteers, home of Smokey, and I'm very proud to say it's also my alma mater. Many times since graduating, I've wished that I could go back to the days before mortgage payments and retirement plans. Like most families, we had a traditional swing set and a slide in the backyard. But for me, the woods were my playground. That is what being a kid is all about. But sadly, for a lot of kids today, that is what fun was. Because over the years, as our children have searched for fun, more and more that quest has stopped with the search bar. So how do we get our children back outside? Well, the University of Tennessee Institute of Agriculture is working hard to try and find the answer. Today, we start with salamanders. And while scurrying through the Smokies sounds like fun to me, it's actually part of a field trip that's out to get a feel for the health of local wildlife.
50 years ago in America, a lot more of the population lived in rural areas and engaged and were interacting with the wild. But more and more, it's not just in the United States, but elsewhere, more and more people are moving to the cities. And so we become disconnected with nature. And sometimes when we're disconnected from things as humans, we lose our appreciation of it. Getting people out into the field, having them see these wonderful things like salamanders, and which you often don't hear about. You often hear about the megafauna, which are very important, etc. But also the little critters are too. Getting them to appreciate those because life is interconnected. It's all dependent on each other. Well, UTIA embraces what's called the land grant mission, which was a mission that was created back in the 1800s to have these public universities that basically address issues on the landscape. We embrace that mission, but we also teach and try to get our students out into the field with the professors, but also to engage with biologists.
Today, this is an effort between a lot of different disciplines, right?
Exactly. So today we have students that represent the different disciplines. Some of them are studying to be microbiologists, some of them are studying to be veterinarians. So we have a huge diversity of students. And then we also have a huge diversity of the instructors, faculty members who are here. Matt is an ecologist. I am a veterinary pathologist, wildlife pathologist. We have ecologists, herpetologists, microbiologists.
Man, I had so many ists in one place. The Center for Wildlife Health is located within the Department of Forestry, Wildlife, and Fisheries in the Institute of Agriculture at UT. The center provides a multidisciplinary environment for the study of health issues, meaning there are outlets for interest in biology, ecology, geology, pathology, and even veterinary medicine. Basically, these are not only some of the folks that are helping keep us from killing everything on the planet, but they cover more ologies than you can shake a stick at. That's number one. That's our first one. I'm gonna call her Sally.
Sally, okay.
Is that all right?
Yeah.
Come on, Sally. That's the first salamander I've ever seen up close. far as you're like, I guess if there's a king of the salamanders, that would be you.
I'm more of a prince. I'm a prince.
All right, well, it's an honor to meet you.
That's it.
I kneel before you. What is your role here today, then?
Yeah, my role is to primarily identify the animals that the students are bringing in. So to run through a series of characteristics that we identify the animals to provide a species identification, basically.
Okay. So I'm fascinated. This is literally the first time I've really seen a salamander up close. Why are salamanders so important?
I think from an ecological standpoint, they're really important. They do a lot of stuff that we don't even know about in terms of converting energy over. They take a lot of the energy that's converted at the actual leaf litter layer. They actually take that, eat a lot of the insects, and control a lot of the processes that are going on at the ecological scale on the forest floor. They're actually so important, mainly because their abundance is just through the roof. In terms of vertebrate biomass, they have some of the highest biomass of any vertebrate here in the national park.
You can't truly know or appreciate your environment without experiencing it. But you can't properly experience it without first knowing how to engage with it. However, there's only so much that you can learn from a textbook or in a classroom, which is why UTIA isn't your textbook program. In fact, today there weren't any textbooks involved at all. Today was all about literally getting a feel for the field. Corn don't grow at all on Rocky Top. Dirt's too rocky by far. That's why all the folks on Rocky Top get their corn from a jar. But good luck trying to tell that to the students and faculty that are here today hosting the annual UTIA Ag Day Festival. Before today, when I thought of ag education, I mostly thought of 4-H speeches, purple FFA jackets, and the pungent smell of cow patties. But I now realize that agriculture means a lot more than just John Deere's and dairy farms. And the more I learned about the importance of ag, the more I saw how important a program like UTIA is. The students in this program will one day be the ones who feed us, clothe us, shelter us. And to put it in game day perspective, passing the old pigskin around wouldn't even be possible without ag. What is Ag Day all about?
Ag Day is about celebrating agriculture. It's something that University of Tennessee Institute of Agriculture actually started in 1982.
Okay.
And it's to bring the public in and to tell them what agriculture is all about.
How
Yes.
are they learning?
They're learning through the exhibits. So we have about 25 different exhibits here, and they are departmental: plant science, animal science, food science. They're all here, and they have been asked to kind of showcase the Magic Moments theme. So they might have games for you to play. The chick exhibit that we have in the back, the magic moment, is when the chick actually hatches.
Yeah.
And then we have a calf pulling demonstration in the back. Obviously, birth is a magic moment.
Wow, absolutely.
So that's what we've asked the exhibitors to do, and they've all tied that into their exhibit.
Welcome to the world. Oh, welcome to the world. I've never burnt a cow before. What separates it from other universities, and what are some highlights?
Here in Tennessee, we're actually the land grant institution of the state. And if you don't know what that means, we actually conduct research at this university. We conduct research in animal science, plant science, all across the campus, and not just on the Institute of Ag. But we also have research farms that we utilize for dairy cattle research, beef cattle research, organic crops research, so a little bit of everything. And the one thing that makes us special in particular, students can come to UT and they can actually get involved in research. They don't have to just sit in a classroom and learn. They can get involved in research in a variety of ways. They can help take blood samples from cows. They can go out and take forage samples. In a biology lab, they might be able to culture some bacteria or something like that. There's a wide variety of things they can do.
So basically hands-on, that's UTIA summed
Yes.
up.
Yes.
Killer. Well, ultimately, why is agriculture important?
It's important because it's responsible for you and me wearing clothes today. Cotton, it's responsible for the food we're going to eat today. Agriculture actually produced that. So there's many things that go into agriculture.
Now, I don't want to offend anyone by saying this, but Ag Day was a whole lot more fun than what I expected. All day, I kept wishing that I brought my daughter Annabelle with me. she would have had a ball here. But beyond being a great experience, it's a great opportunity for parents and prospective students to see how many options UT has available. It's a great place to possibly discover a career avenue you didn't know existed, and a great place for alums and the general public to broaden their horizons and see a program that is serving the people of Tennessee and beyond. Who needs UT football when you got UT Ag Day? I had no idea I was gonna be holding a tarantula, a scorpion. I got to birth a cow, for heaven's sake. What an awesome Saturday. Once I had a girl on Rocky Top, half bear, the other half cat. Wild as a mink, but sweet as soda pop. I still dream about that. So far, I have gotten an insider's look at how the University of Tennessee Institute of Agriculture is helping rising generations cultivate a love of the outdoors into lifelong careers. And as they say that it takes a village to raise a child, it's clear to see that a large part of this program's success is thanks to the partnerships that they've crafted with agencies all across the country, providing not only instruction, but internships as well. However, when I think of college internships, I think of soul-crushing cubicles. And from what I hear, the TWRA has a whole other approach to captivate the pioneering minds of these volunteers. Of what I remember from my time at UT, life can get pretty wild. But it turns out, today is the story of a different kind of wildlife, one I'm not too familiar with. When I graduated from UT, I had no idea what I wanted to be when I grew up. The problem was, I'd already grown. It's clear that a large part of the success of this program is thanks to the many partnerships that they've crafted with agencies around the country, supplying not only instruction, but internships as well. I'm accessorizing my wardrobe here, Chris. This is great. I've never seen so many people excited about snakes.
Yeah, they
and wanting to find snakes.
They get excited.
And I think you're kind of the ringleader of the whole thing.
Maybe.
Like, what is the goal or the...
The goal for today would be to just teach these kids what we're doing. And I want to pass my passion on to them. And I want to help them out as much as I can, because when I was in that position, I actually didn't know what I wanted to do until I went through this wildlife techniques class and did what we're doing today. I said, that's what I want to do. I want to do non-game.
What are they hoping to find?
They're in school, junior, senior, looking for what they want to do.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because a lot of times people get into the major like I did. Hey, that looks like fun, you know, and I want to do that. And then they don't really know what they want to do. They may want a game warden, park ranger. Sometimes they don't know that this job exists. That, you know, you get to go out and get paid to play in the woods and catch animals all day.
Right. Look out, snakes! Here I come! What exactly today are they experiencing?
We're doing a little bit of everything. I want them to experience the diversity of Tennessee. Tennessee is the most biodiverse state without a coastline.
Right.
And so I want them to experience all that. I want them to show them animals exist in the state of Tennessee that they may have not known existed, like the hellbender.
Yeah.
That crazy looking thing. The siren, the fully aquatic salamander that, of course, is not found over here, but it's only got front legs. You know, people don't know that exists. Little shrews, little pygmy shrew, third smallest mammal in the world. We got 65 salamanders in the state. I mean, it's just ridiculous to me that we have that many.
But then ultimately, I mean, finding these animals and exposing these kids to those animals,
Mm-hmm.
what from there? I mean, what are you hoping?
Hope they take away the message that there's other species out there to protect and conserve and love and have a passion for. Like I said, I didn't know that I wanted to do this job until I went through exactly what they went through.
Yeah.
And so maybe they'll like these things, or at least, if nothing else, if they're the deer biologists for the state, appreciate these animals.
Is this guy gonna bite me?
He may try, but if you're good at it, you won't get bit.
Yeah, great.
Oh, ow! Yeah. Okay, buddy. Wow.
That was a good shot. What'd it feel like?
Not too bad.
Okay, Eric, what we got here is a tin transect, and we usually put these out for snakes. They come under here for the warmth, to speed up digestion and stuff.
This is a snake spa, potentially.
Snake spa, yeah. Turn up there.
Have you
Let's
ready?
see what we got.
All right.
There we go. We got something here.
Whoa, all right.
Take a look at that.
Blending in there with it.
Yeah, he was. Now you could grab him and he wouldn't even be able to bite you.
What kind of snake is that?
No, this is a milk snake, and typically they get a little bit bigger.
Okay.
And they'll get a little bit duller in color. So you want to hold it?
And you said he can't bite me?
No, he shouldn't be able to bite you.
Okay. So, that's awesome. Why is the TWRA interested in this? Why is this important to you guys?
Yeah, well, one, like we said earlier, it's the future of wildlife. We want to train them up right. But also, through this class, we get some volunteers. Every time we do a class, I give them my card out, have them email me, and anybody can volunteer. They don't have to be going to school. It can be some retired individual if they wanted to, or just somebody who sits at a desk all day and says, hey, I want to go out with you.
This has been amazing, man.
Cool.
I mean, the stuff that we've seen today, to see it up close and actually hold it, amazing, man, amazing. UTIA is actively connecting students with employers, not only literally building sustainability into these wildlife degrees, but employability as well. Today was a perfect example of the unique educational opportunities available through this program for students to practice what they're learning outside of the classroom, setting them up for success with hands-on experience so they're ready to jump right in as professionals. So yesterday we got to spend a day in the life of a former student turned professional preservationist. And it got me thinking about how sometimes we have to go through a whole lot to support the things that we believe in. So today I'm catching up with another local character who has quite the checkered past supporting some of our state's greatest volunteers. And if I'm lucky, hopefully I'll get to hound him with a question or two. You'll be hard-pressed to find folks who don't believe fraternities and fun go hand in hand. I was in a fraternity for 2 years in college, so I'm fondly familiar with all the particulars of fraternity life. Or so I thought. Because at Alpha Gamma Rho, one of the finest forms of fun is the honor of handling UT's proudest pup, Smokey.
This is Smokey number 10. He's the 10th Smokey we've ever had in the lineage of the Smokies for University of Tennessee. It started back in 1953.
Okay.
And this is his 3rd football season.
All right. Smokey number 10.
Yes, sir.
Double digits.
Yep.
Yeah, let's do this. Smokey doesn't like have a golden kennel somewhere or whatever.
Doesn't live in
Smokey
a
is
golden kennel.
someone's real dog, right?
Right. He's actually just a family pet, and all 10 of them have been owned by the same family, even all the way back to 53 whenever we first started having the blue tick coonhound as our mascot.
Okay.
And so he's actually just an outdoor dog. He doesn't live the pampered life like a lot of people assume. He's just a regular outdoor dog. He's
Right on.
used to the warm, used to the cold, used to the rain, used to the dry.
I hear you.
So typically for a game day weekend, we'll pick him up on Friday morning or afternoon. And there's usually 3 or 4 events we'll attend on Friday, whether it be different tailgates or different local donors or sponsors events in the area. Then on Saturday, we usually start about 4 or 5 hours prior to kickoff. We'll actually go to more events, more tailgates, and we'll just kind of get him out and have an appearance with the fans so that they can come up and interact with him one-on-one and get pictures with him and that sort of deal.
I mean, again, this iconic dog that you get to spend, so much time with.
Oh yeah, he means the world to me. It's almost, I kind of get sad whenever during the summer months, whenever we don't have that many appearances with him, I kind of go several months without seeing him. And that first, beginning of this season actually, whenever we first sort of reconnected, and I was able to pick him up for the first home game, it's kind of like a family reunion, honestly.
A day in the life of Smokey, as the handler,
Right.
what exactly is it like for you on a day-to-day basis?
On the weekends, usually Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, They're all full of different appearances. So for me, it's definitely hectic and crazy, but I wouldn't want it any other way.
Do you get to run through the power tee?
Oh yeah, that's probably one of the most exhilarating opportunities that this has provided me. It's kind of unbelievable just to be ready. And when the band is coming back towards you, you're standing under that goalpost, and you see the band start forming the tee, and then they just split, and then there's just gap, and you know that that's yours. And Smokey runs. And he drags me, so I more or less get dragged through the tee and hope I don't fall in the process. You come out of that top part of the tee and you just look up and you can see 102,455 fans all standing there screaming at you because they all see you.
What does that sound like? Can you feel that? Can you feel the people?
You can feel it. It's just an absolute roar.
What is the best part of being the handler of Smokey?
The best part is honestly just the little like background stories, all the people you meet, the faces you see, and the experiences that you give to other people, whether it be fans of all ages. It's just the look on their face of getting to see Smokey 10, the mascot, and so I get the biggest pride of being able to see their pride in our university by seeing Smokey.
Today broadened the boundaries of brotherhood for me. It was another profound example of the partnerships enriching the programs at UTIA. This particular example may involve pause as well as pride, but at its heart, it's another opportunity to put passion into practice. In fact, the longer that I'm back on campus, I'm realizing that passion is important to many volunteers. It's obvious every time that you eye our enviable checkerboard that passion is a big part of our pigskin pride. And all the way up to the press box, passion plays a big role in putting each game together. All right, folks, I've been to a lot of UT games in my lifetime, but I've never had a view of Neyland Stadium like I have right now. I'm in the press box, looking down, living a dream. Voice of Neyland Stadium, man. That's, walk me through your day. I mean, this is, I think, people know your voice, but I mean, this is a kind of behind the scenes look at what you do. Do you have warm-ups that you do, or are you how now brow cowing, or?
No, a lot of it is pronunciations. I mean, that really is the big thing. The first basketball game I ever did, Haywood Harris was sports information director here. One of the first things he ever said to me was he called everybody boy. He says, "Boy, these guys or players have developed their talents to the point to play Division I sports. The least you can do is get their doggone name right." And so I took that to heart because the more I thought about it, the more he was right.
Yeah.
I mean, when you look at a place where you've had parents driving them to all these practices and they've been up in the middle of the night running and working out at 5 a.m. and all these kind of things, the least I can do is get a guy's name right. My goal up here as a PA guy is there's not a bad seat in Neyland Stadium, quite frankly. I mean, the way it goes up so sharply makes every seat a good seat. But let's say the worst seat in the house. My goal is to make what they experience in the stadium every bit as good as the person who has the absolute center 50-yard line seat, unobstructed view. My goal is to make them leave here going, I had a great time.
Yeah. Has this made you more of a ball fan, or how has this changed the way you look at Ball Nation and just look at the Tennessee Volunteers in general?
I've been a fan since I was about 10 years old. First game I ever saw was in 1970. Bobby Scott was quarterback. We played Army, and I sat, I guess it was in section M. I don't remember a thing about the game, couldn't tell you a single play that was made in that game. What I do remember is at the time, the team came out on the far side over here. And the team came out, and what I remember is the T forming and the T opening, and that's what I remember.
Yeah.
And I remember the hair stood up on my arm, and I mean, it was just electric in here. And literally, to this day, all these many years later, I sit here now, and when the band does that and the T opens, the hair on my arm still stands up to this day.
Yeah.
So
Well, I mean, did that 10-year-old boy ever imagine that he would be the voice of Neyland Stadium?
Oh, not in a million years. Not in a million years.
Once again, I got to see a fellow Vol fixate on the fun they felt as a child. And what grew out of the gridiron now gives voice to every game day. For Jeff, his fun is found in the open air of Neyland Stadium. And play by play, he plans to plant that passion in the hearts of tomorrow's Paytons for plenty of years to come. I've had years of cramped up city life, trapped like a duck in a pen. Now all I know is it's a pity life. Can't be simple again. A lot has changed since I graduated from the University of Tennessee, but at its big orange core, Rocky Top remains the same. And after this week, it's clear to see that the folks at UTIA are doing all they can to ensure that Rocky Top, you'll always be home sweet home to me. Good old Rocky Top, Tennessee. Rocky Top, Tennessee.